Alfred, what's the situation?
Quite the rat infestation, sir. GCPD sent a squad to flush them out, but the police have gone silent.
I've played every Batman Arkham game aside from Origins, and like most of you, I went into Batman Arkham Shadow thinking, how can you bring the Arkham style of gameplay to VR? And I don't just mean graphically, which I'll get to in a minute, I mean the combat. And then even more importantly, how do you get it to work on a standalone VR device that is the Meta Quest 3 and it be impressive?
Plans show a duct connects to the pump room.
I'll look for the vent.
That was until I played it. Now before I get started, I want you to know this is only based on a 45-minute demo, and there's some gameplay mechanics I haven't experienced yet, and after playing it, I came away impressed. Combat feels good. Combat feels good.
Yep. Yes. Well done.
Nice. Wow, this is so cool. Yeah, like, all the moves are here.
What you think?
It was fucking epic.
You were awesome, man.
It was epic, thank you.
Destroying those guys.
Actually, to be honest, I came away massively impressed because technically, this is the first VR game I've played that was only ever meant to run on a Quest 3. And in doing that, the developers have achieved something pretty special. It's a bloody fantastic looking game, and more importantly than that, if any of you are a fan of the Arkham franchise, you will actually feel like you are in the Arkham world, but even more importantly than that, you will actually feel like Batman. So firstly, I want to address the combat, which to me is top priority. Juggling combos and using WayneTag points to unlock new moves to further the combat and Batman skills is one of my favourite things about the Arkham games. Putting aside one bit of feedback I gave directly to the devs, I think Camouflage have done a truly insane job of making the combat in VR work in a way that feels not only fun, but at the same time a little hard to master. In Arkham, the better you fight, the better performance rating you get, which turns into XP. So high combos and using your gadgets and combat variety is top priority for those who want each fight to give maximum reward. And even though I hardly had anything unlocked for this demo, it felt absolutely amazing. And after each fight, I just wanted more.
You punch down, we rise up.
Punching guys 5 times in the face, putting them to sleep using a headlock, breaking legs, attacking them from above, using the batarang to keep the combos going, the cape swipe, fast triple punch combos, kneeing them in the face, hammer fisting their chests, and smashing them on the floor is really satisfying. Some other creators were telling me how sweaty and tired they were after playing it, but as someone who really tries to keep in shape, I literally just wanted more and more combat and to keep going. I'm not sure how many enemies you can have on screen. I think I counted maybe 7, and sometimes when you clear a room, more will come, but it was nothing short of an excellent experience. As a fan of the Arkham games, this was the biggest worry for me, and I actually do believe they've done it justice, and they've done it really well. The enemies also got the better of me, which I was pretty pleased about. Similar to the flat screen games, if you come across too many enemies with guns, you will die, which meant I had to change my playstyle to a bit more stealthy. It's really all here. You can hang down and grab them from above, swing from point to point easily using your hookshot, and I haven't even touched on detective mode yet. The combat is real and it's pretty lit, and I can't wait to play more. Now with that bit out of the way, movement in Batman is super smooth too. You can move around the levels so fast using the hookshot because you can just bypass climbing ladders, which obviously you can climb if you want to, but why would you? And one of the biggest moments for me, again as a fan, going up to one of the vents, grabbing the grate, sliding it across, and then at the other end smashing it off. It was a moment like this that I truly felt I was first person in a Batman Arkham game, but I'm also in VR. Just to quickly touch on the graphics again, it's one of the best looking VR games period, and only far off objects like say the moon for example and the sky looked a little bit lesser in quality than the game world itself. When I asked about this, the developer mentioned they are still polishing the game, but in no way does Batman look like what we expect Quest games to look. This is next level Quest graphics. I understand the budget on this and the amount of developers working on it too is well above what most developers would ever have at their disposal, but it was great for me personally to have my own Quest styled Half-Life Alyx moment. You know, for Quest, I've never really experienced and seen anything like this in a standalone VR headset. I would say the only thing that has ever come close to this was probably Red Matter 2, which obviously looks stunning, but in comparison this game is very fast and very fluid. Now, detective mode works as you would expect. Put the touch controller near your head and pull the trigger, and now you can see different parts of the map and the things you can interact with, varying heartbeats from the enemies and the prisoners, and it simply looks and acts exactly as you would expect on a flat screen. The one item I really wanted to try was the explosive gel, but unfortunately that wasn't unlocked, but I did get to mess around with smoke bombs which appear on your left wrist, which when used correctly just by pressing the B button adds some time when things are heating up in the middle of a fight, because when you go up against lots of enemies who have guns, it's just as deadly as the normal games, as in it only takes a few shots for you to be downed. And I know I've probably said it already, but the one thing that really stayed with me when I first jumped into it was the speed of it all. Running, hookshotting and swinging just seems seamless. And for those of you wondering what vehicles you'll come across, the only one I've seen so far in person is the Batboat. We've obviously seen the Batwing already in the trailer, but the developer did assure me that the Batmobile will make an appearance, but just like the original Batman Arkham game, you won't be physically driving or using any of them. Also in Batman Arkham Shadow, instead of finding Riddler trophies, you'll find Cult of the Rat King radios. I think there's over 40 of them to destroy, and you'll also find Rat King statues.
They're covering the gun store entrance. The grates will take me around their line of sight. We'll use detective vision to find a way around the gate.
For those interested in where the game will take place in the timeline, it's set 1 year after Origins and 2.5 years before Batman Arkham Asylum, so expect linear levels mixed with some open environments, and the dev said you can expect around 10 hours gameplay. Now, after playing it and seeing the quality of Batman, I'll be massively impressed if they actually pull this off, but at the same time, witnessing the game myself, it has everything in place to actually do so. To wrap up my exact feelings, it was one of the best demos I've ever played in VR, and if they don't drop the ball on the rest of the game, Batman Arkham Shadow combined with the launch of Quest 3S could be absolutely huge for VR. Personally, I'd like to see a Batman bundle, not just the pictures on the box, but an actual black headset proving Meta are really here for VR gaming and not completely focused on different experiences and Gorilla Tag style games. It's a game for adults, and it's got the graphics to impress everyone, say from PCVR and PSVR 2. And combined with this, the gameplay is solid, and most importantly, I really do feel it will win over fans of Batman Arkham games on the flat screen. I'm very much looking forward to reviewing it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate any likes and anyone who subscribes. Now I'm going to leave you with some uninterrupted gameplay clips so you can get a good feel for the game, and I will see you on the next one.
I'll triangulate the source.
You didn't have to kill Marcus. That wasn't me. Who ordered you to do it? Orders from your king. I told you that wasn't me, man. You were another rat. What's the difference?
They burrowed through the vault.
The MO matches other hits across the city.
I'm joined by DA Harvey Dent, taking a moment away from his fundraiser planning for crime prevention.
Bat signal? Are you afraid?
Yeah, because the bat don't make arrests.
Hey, get out here.
No one's watching their backs.
hands shaking?
Shut up! I heard fighting outside.
Don't let this happen to you. Unless you like eating steak to a straw. He's alive, but he ain't getting up. A big problem. Hey, Batman! Got some cutter! Where the hell did he go?
PCVR is on their way. It seems your effort has fallen.
The rats on the roof are targeting police precincts. I have to get to Gordon. Commissioner.
What? For a second there, I thought you were a rat.
If I was a rat, you'd already be dead.